Okay, learners, since you've learned about hardware and their components and the different types of hardwares with their devices, what I want you to do right now, I want you to look around in the classroom and identify the hardwares that you can see, the devices that you can see around in the classroom, and you discuss with your friend that is next to you, and then you tell your friend, or you discuss with your friend what type of device that you identified. After you have discussed, you write down your discussion. I want you to identify at least 4 types of hardwares, 2 types of inputs that are here in the classroom, and 2 types of inputs that are here in the classroom. I want you to do this so that you'll be able to write the worksheet that you are going to discuss as your conclusion, which you are going to write as your conclusion. After you've identified the hardware components in this classroom, I want you to also remember the types of components of hardware that are in your homes that you are aware of, or that you think they are hardware components. The types of hardwares that we can identify here in this classroom. For example, we can identify this laptop learners as the hardware. Also, the charger, we can identify this charger as the hardware. So what I want you to do right now is you identify the types of hardware that that you can see in this classroom. I've made you an example, and I explained and provided examples in the PowerPoint that I projected on the overhead projector. Okay, learners, what we are going to do right now, we are going to look at the worksheet, which is part of the conclusion. The worksheet is about hardware. So the first question says, explain what is hardware. So learners, you are expected to explain what is hardware using your general knowledge, and also using reflecting on the discussions we've made here in the classroom, and reflecting on the examples we provided. Number 2, it says list 6 general types of computer hardware. You also list 6 general types. You are not obliged to list the exact 6 example types that we learned here in the classroom. You can just provide your own that you think they are computer hardwares. The third question says, give 3 examples of components of a computer hardware. Also, you give 3 components of a computer hardware that you've learned about or that you are aware of. Number 4 says, identify the devices that have ports in this computer classroom. So, as we have done, you've identified in your groups, in your pairs, the devices that have ports. Okay, you've identified the devices. Now you will identify the ports, the devices that have ports in this classroom. Number 5 says, briefly explain what is input in computer. You can explain what is input in computer by just looking in the computer and try to integrate the knowledge on your own. Number 6 says give the 2 types of input and provide the examples of each. Yes, the ones that we learned about. Number 7 says briefly explain what is input device. You can reflect back on the PowerPoint presentation that we just made, and you can even access no, you can't access the internet because you would copy and paste. You take it as it is, while I want to check if you understood what is hardware and its component. Number 8 says list 4 examples of input devices. Yes, you will list 4 examples of input devices that you know of and that you will be identified in the PowerPoint presentation that we just made. Number 9 says briefly explain what is output device. Okay, you explain what is output device. We also learned about it. Number 10 says give 4 types of output devices. You also provide those 4 types. Number 11 says explain what an output device is and give 2 examples. So you explain what an output device and you'll provide 2 examples. We also learned about that, you should remember. Number 12 says briefly explain what storage is. You can provide an explanation using your general knowledge of what is a storage. I'm sure everyone knows what is a storage. Explain what is a. Number 13 says explain what is a storage device and what is a storage media. We explain what is a storage media and you explain what is storage device. Actually here you are just providing the difference or similarity between storage device and storage media. Number 14 says give 2 examples of storage device and storage media. You will give 2 examples of storage device and storage media. Yes. And then we have this section. On this section you are provided with pictures. You will look at these pictures, and before you go to the question you will first analyze them on what are they actually, and then after that you will go to table 1. Table 1 says look at the computer hardware devices above. Yes, you are told that these are computer hardware devices, and write their names where they belong in the table. So you look in the picture above, in the pictures. So you look maybe in the first picture, and then the first picture is the microphone, and then you will say, or you will try to check what kind of device is this microphone, where does it belong to, and then you write its name. You don't copy and paste the picture. Oh yes, of course you are writing in the A4 paper, you are not writing on your computers. Yes, and then you write, as you know that is a microphone, you write the microphone where it belongs. Let's say the microphone belongs to output device. You then put the name microphone under the output device. And then you also check the other pictures or the other devices, and then you put their names where under the device they belong to. And this worksheet is in a total of 54 marks, and that is it for our conclusion. Good luck. I won't say good luck. Do your best. Provide your general experience. It's not hard. It's easy because I've given you everything. I've used the PowerPoint to explain. I even used the video which relates to this topic. It has a relationship to this topic, so you can write this worksheet as your assessment.